It flies at 50,000 feet. Silent. Invisible. It can see a license plate from 10 miles away.
There is no pilot inside. The pilot is sitting in a shipping container on the other side of the world.
This is the future of warfare. But building a machine that flies itself requires materials lighter than air and stronger than steel.
Welcome inside the factory, where fabric is turned into a killing machine.
The drone is not made of metal. Metal is too heavy. Metal reflects radar. We use carbon fiber prepreg.
This fabric costs $100 per square foot. It is kept in a giant freezer until the moment it is used.
A laser projector maps the shape onto a cutting table. A computer-controlled blade slices the fabric with surgical precision. Now, the layup. This is done by hand. Robots cannot feel the complex curves of the stealth fuselage.
To make it even lighter, we use a honeycomb core, a material that is 90% air.
This creates a sandwich structure. Incredibly stiff, but light enough to lift with one finger.
Once the layers are placed, the entire mold is vacuum sealed in a plastic bag to remove air bubbles.
Then, it goes into the autoclave, a massive oven that applies heat and pressure.
Inside the autoclave, the resin melts and fuses with the fiber. After 10 hours at 350 degrees, the door opens.
The result is a fuselage shell that is lighter than aluminum, but harder than steel.
The two halves of the drone body are glued together like a giant model kit. Laser trackers ensure alignment to the micron.
Now, the heart. Unlike a fighter jet, the Reaper uses a turboprop engine, the Honeywell TPE-331. It spins a propeller at the back, not the front. This pusher configuration clears the front view for the sensors.
This engine is efficient. It allows the drone to stay in the air for 27 hours without refueling.
But a body and an engine are useless without a brain. The drone is a flying supercomputer. Workers install the harness, over 3 miles of electrical wiring packed into this narrow tube.
Every connection is gold-plated to prevent corrosion. A single loose wire could crash a $30 million aircraft.
The wires are hand-laced with wax string. Plastic zip ties become brittle at high altitude, so we use old-school knots.
Next, the legs, the landing gear. It must support the drone's weight on rough desert runways.
It is fully autonomous. The drone can take off and land without a human touching the stick.
We test the retraction mechanism. Up, down, thousands of times.
A Reaper is blind without its eyes. This is the MTS-B, the multispectral targeting system.
It costs more than a Ferrari. It contains daylight cameras, infrared heat sensors, and a laser designator.
The glass is made of sapphire. It must be transparent, but hard enough to survive a sandstorm at 300 miles per hour.
Inside the clean room, technicians assemble the sensor array. A single speck of dust here could blind a pilot 5,000 miles away.
This sensor can detect the heat signature of a car engine that was turned off 2 hours ago.
The laser illuminator is installed next. This is what guides the Hellfire missiles. But how does the video get to the pilot? We move to the top of the nose, the satellite dish.
This dish must point at a satellite in space, while the drone is banking and turning. It uses Ku-band frequencies. High-speed data encryption prevents enemies from hacking the feed.
The delay is less than 1.2 seconds. The pilot in Nevada sees the target in Afghanistan in real time.
Once the avionics are installed, the nose is sealed. It looks smooth, like a dolphin.
Now the wings. They are long and slender, like a glider.
These wings are detachable. The entire drone can be packed into a crate and shipped anywhere in the world in 24 hours.
A Reaper is not just a spy. It is a predator. It needs claws.
Technicians install the pylons. These are the racks that hold the missiles. They must carry 3,000 pounds of ordnance.
We attach the rails for the AGM-114 Hellfire, a supersonic laser-guided missile originally built to destroy tanks.
It can also carry GBU-12 paveway bombs, smart bombs that steer themselves to the target.
The arming wires are connected. These are the safety switches that activate the bomb only when it drops.
Once the weapon systems are integrated, the drone is ready for its skin.
Before painting, every inch is sanded by hand. The surface must be perfectly smooth to reduce air friction.
We apply a zinc chromate primer. It is bright yellow/green. This protects the aluminum parts from corrosion. Finally, the top coat. Haze gray. It is a specific shade designed to blend into the sky.
This is not normal paint. It contains microscopic iron balls to absorb radar waves.
We apply the markings. No bright colors. Just low visibility, dark gray numbers.
The paint cures for 72 hours. The Reaper is now invisible to the eye and to the radar.
The aircraft is finished, but the system is incomplete. We need the cockpit.
Inside, it looks like a video game. But the stakes are life and death.
Technicians simulate a flight. They check the handshake, the data link between the box and the bird.
It is time to leave the factory. The Reaper is towed to the runway.
The turboprop engine spools up. It is not a roar like a jet. It is a high-pitched buzz.
Release brakes. Full power. In less than 2,000 feet, it leaves the ground.
The test pilot checks the stability. Banks left, banks right. The computer keeps it perfectly level.
After landing, the wings are removed. The entire aircraft is packed into a coffin.
It is loaded onto a C-130 transport plane. Tomorrow, it could be in the Middle East, the Pacific, or the Arctic.